Hello guys, welcome back. Now today, I'm going to be listing 10 players that I think will bounce back during the 2018-2019 NHL season. Now just to clarify, this is not a top 10, this is just 10 players that I think will bounce back. Bounce back meaning that they had a pretty meh season last season compared to what they were expected to be and what they've been used to. And these players I think will have a lot better seasons and return to form next season in the NHL. But as I get into the 10 players that I think will bounce back, if I missed anyone, make sure you tell me down below, because to be honest, there's lots of players that could bounce back next season. Now I'm going to start the video with Jake Allen of the St. Louis Blues, the age 27 goaltender for the Blues. And his past season was really a weird one for him. In the 17-18 season, he played 59 games, had a 2.75 goals against average, and a .906 save percentage, and he just wasn't quite himself. I don't think he played all that badly, but the team in front of him was just terrible. In front of Hutton, they were a lot better. The Blues defense seemed a lot better, and I spoke with a lot of Blues fans throughout the season, and it seemed like they weren't playing that great ahead of Allen, and it seemed like they were always better with Hutton. So for me, I don't know if it's quite his fault that he was obviously not showing the best numbers, but I think he'll be a lot better next season. The team overall will be a little bit better, and I feel like defensively it'll be a lot better situation. Now that Hutton is with Buffalo, I feel like Allen has to be their number one guy now. And I expect him to be around that .915, .920 save percentage next season. I expect the defense for the Blues to be a little bit more steady ahead of them. And overall, the Blues having a much better season and really balancing back too. Next, I have Brandon Saad of the Chicago Blackhawks. He's age 25, the winger for them. And it was a weird kind of season. Of course, he got traded for Panarin, and that trade isn't looking the best for the Blackhawks looking back on it. But Brandon Saad was coming into Chicago to be that elite two-way guy that he was in Columbus. And while I feel like he was somewhat that, he did not really perform to expectations last season. Last season, the 17-18 season, he played a full 82 games. He had 18 goals, 17 assists for 35 points. He had a 56.7% Corsi percentage, which is pretty good. In his career, he's played 450 games, has had 125 goals, 142 assists for 267 points, and I expect him to be a lot better offensively this next season. He wasn't really impressive with Chicago. He got off to a great start and then just stopped offensively, and I feel like he'll be a lot more consistent next season, and we can see him around 50 to 60 points. I feel like we'll see a bounce back season from him and see him return to form like he played in Columbus. And again, he's still that great two-way lift winger, and I think he'll bring that as well as he did last season, but the offense, I see improving a lot. Next up, I have Corey Schneider of the New Jersey Devils, of course, the 32-year-old goaltender, and he was another weird situation there with the New Jersey Devils. In the 17-18 season, he played 40 games at a 2.93 goals against average, had 8.907 save percentage, and his career he's played 370 games, both for the New Jersey Devils and the Vancouver Canucks. He has a 2.36 goals against average with 8.920 save percentage, one of the best active in the league right now, and I expect him to be a lot better next season. I think he was dealing with some injuries or something like that, but Keith Kincaid ended up stealing the starter job late in the season, but of course Corey Schneider got that back when they played against Tampa. So I feel like Corey Schneider will be the guy next season to start out, Keith Kincaid being a solid backup, but I see Corey Schneider being a lot better, being a lot more consistent, and for the New Jersey Devils, I feel like that's going to be the best thing possible. Next on the list, I have Vladimir Tarasenko of the St. Louis Blues, a 26-year-old Russian right winger. In the 17-18 season, he played 80 games, had 33 goals, 33 assists for 66 points. And while that seems very good, I feel like that's a little bit low for what we're used to when it comes to Vladimir Tarasenko numbers. In his career, he's played 421 games, had 178 goals, 172 assists for 350 points. And I feel like he is going to return back to his elite self next season. I think that the expectation that we should be putting on him is about 40 goals per season, 70 points. He can definitely bring that, and I feel a big bounce back season coming from him and the St. Louis Blues, as I said before. And to me, while he wasn't bad at all last season, 33 goals, 33 assists is amazing, I feel like we'll see a healthy Vladimir Tarasenko, hopefully, and we'll see a very good season from him. Not a breakout season, but a 40-goal season. I feel like he could definitely put that up, and it'll definitely propel the Blues into a playoff position. Next, I have Cam Talbot of the Edmonton Oilers. And there's a lot of players that could be on the Edmonton Oilers, but I feel like he'll be the best to bounce back. The age 23 goaltender. In the 17-18 season, he played 67 games, had a 3.02 goals against average, had a .908 save percentage. Not great numbers for him and the Edmonton Oilers. His career has played 253 games, has had a 2.50 goals against average with a .918 save percentage, and that's pretty great for what he's been doing. For Cam Talbot, he's one of my favorite goaltenders in the league for his style, for how he plays. It sucks that he was not playing all that great, and the Edmonton Oilers as well last season, but I expect a big bounce back season from him. Whether the Oilers make the playoffs because of it, we'll see, but I feel like Cam Talbot can get back to his past self, 915, 920. I think he'll be about that range. And while I think it'll take a little bit more than a bounce back season from Cam Talbot for the Oilers to make the playoffs, him bouncing back is one of the biggest priorities for Edmonton to have success, to have some playoff pressure, and to possibly get in there. For the Oilers to really get in and to be competitive, Cam Talbot has to be a lot better and return back to his 2016 self. Next up, I have Max Pacioretty of the Montreal Canadiens, and whether he's with the Montreal Canadiens, whether he gets traded, wherever he goes, wherever he plays in the 18-19 season, I feel like we'll see a big bounce-back season from him. The age 29 left winger played 64 games last season, had 17 goals, 20 assists for 37 points. He had a 53.0% score percentage. His career, he played 626 games, had 226 goals, 222 assists for 448 points. And last season, we just did not see Max Pacioretty. We saw a lesser player. Max Pacioretty, I feel like, will have a big bounce-back season next season. It was a lot to do with his line mates. He didn't get the best guys out there, but Pacioretty had a down year. He just wasn't performing like he should have, and I feel like he'll get back to his elite self. I feel like wherever he goes, if he stays with Montreal, I still think he'll play pretty well. I think we can see 30 goals again from him. The points might be a little bit down, but I feel like he can definitely get back to that 30 goals that we've been used to seeing from him. Next up, I have another Montreal Canadian. This is probably one of the more sure bets on this list. I have Carey Price of the Montreal Canadiens. Of course, at age 30, he's the goaltender of the future for them and for the now. On the 17-18 season, he had a down year, of course, 49 games played, 3.11 goals against average, and a .900 save percentage. In his career, he's played 558 games, at 2.46 goals against average, with a .918 save percentage. And we just did not see, again, kind of like Max Pacioretty, we did not see the same Carey Price that we've been used to. Carey Price last season was terrible, but it was also a mixture of the Canadiens being so bad that he cannot get a break. And while I don't think the Montreal Canadiens will be a ton better next season, I feel like Carey Price will be one of the players to bounce back for them. I think we'll see a .920 save percentage around their season for him. I feel like he'll get back to where he is, back to where he was. I don't see like a Vezina candidate type level for him. He may get there in a couple of years, but I feel like having the rebound this past season from only having a .900 save percentage is the biggest priority for him. The Canadiens rely on him every single year, and if he bounces back, if he has a Vezina type season, they'll be a lot more competitive than if he just stayed at where he was. Next up, I have Oscar Klefbom of the Edmonton Oilers, and one of my favorite defensemen when the Edmonton Oilers made the playoffs was Oscar Klefbom. He was my favorite guy on that team. He's at age 25, so he's still pretty young. In the 17-18 season, he played 66 games, had 5 goals, 16 assists for 24 points. Now, the reason, even though those points numbers aren't that bad, he was not playing that great. And the thing was, he had a broken shoulder for almost half the season and was playing through it because of the coach and the management insisting that he should play through it. And of course, I think he just got surgery this past season, but he was forced to play through that injury and forced to somehow play with a broken shoulder. It was stupid, and now he's getting it fixed. Hopefully, he can be a lot more healthy for next season. In his career, he's played 255 games, he's had 24 goals, 70 assists for 94 points. And if he's healthy, and if the Edmonton Oilers coach have that rebound season, as I expect him to be, I feel like we could see a 40-point season from him. He has a lot of offensive potential as a goal scorer, as a passer. He's brilliant offensively, and I think we can see some great advanced stats from him because he has bring that in the past few years. And with Klefbom, I feel like he's one of the more underrated defensemen in the NHL when he's healthy and when he gets the opportunity. Hopefully, he's not playing with a separated shoulder, a broken shoulder next season. Hopefully, he stays healthy, and if he does, I think we'll see a very, very good season for him. Next up, I have another defenseman in Justin Falk of the Carolina Hurricanes / wherever he gets traded, because of course he's in the rumors as well. I think that wherever he goes, he is going to play well along Pacioretty. I feel like they're the same kind of player there. Age 26, he had in 17-18 season played 76 games, had 8 goals, 23 assists for 31 points. He had a 55.7% corner percentage, and the offense has never really been the problem there. He kept bringing it this past season and was very, very solid. But the defense is what really fell off off this past season for me. What I got to watch from him, Justin Falk has never been great at defense, but he's always been okay at it. But this past season, he really did not show any favors, and just seeing what he was showing, it was just terrible. He would never bring the defense, but he'd bring the offense for sure, but the defense was never there this past season. Defensively, I feel like he's going to work on that and be a lot better. Carolina Hurricanes or wherever he gets traded to will definitely benefit from that. He'll still bring the offense, but I think this next season will be a better defensive game that we've seen for a while. Justin Falk, I think, will make improvements to that. I think we'll see a much better all-around player next season. Now, last on this list, I have Matt Murray of the Pittsburgh Penguins, and he was also having a pretty weird season. He's at age 24, and the 17-18 season he played 49 games, had 2.92 goals against average, with a .907 save percentage. So he was injured for a little bit of the season, but some of it was healthy, and he just was not really steady at all. Of course, he had that great season with Pittsburgh, of course, winning back-to-back cups with the backbone of Matt Murray there, and obviously he's been playing fantastic for a while, but this past season, I kind of expected it to be a little bit of a down year, but I didn't expect it to be this bad. Matt Murray was very inconsistent. He was just bad throughout, and he never really bring that back where he was with his rookie year. I feel like next season we'll see a much better Matt Murray, a much better Penguins all-around team. Maybe they bounce back a little bit, but I feel like Matt Murray will be one of the better team players on that team next season, besides this past season where he really wasn't. His career, he's played 111 games, had a 2.58 goals against average, with a .917 save percentage, which is obviously very, very good. But this next season, I expect him to get back into form, play a lot better, maybe at a .915, .925 save percentage. In between that, we could see that. For Matt Murray, I feel like the defense might be a little bit better next season for the Pittsburgh Penguins. I feel like Chris Letang will definitely improve. The defense, I think, will be a lot more steady next season. A lot of those guys are still growing as well. So I feel like Matt Murray will have a better all-around season. Of course, he's still growing as a player at age only 24. He has some work with his glove. He has to work on that. But overall, I feel like we'll see a much better, steady Matt Murray than we saw this past season, and hopefully a much more consistent player. So there's the 10 players that I think will bounce back in the 2018-2019 season. Of course, if you think I missed anyone, make sure you tell me down below, and who do you think will bounce back the most next season? I'd love to hear your thoughts. But that is going to be it for today, guys. You gotta make sure to like and subscribe. Tell me down below what you think. Which players do you think will bounce back? What do you think of my list? What do you think of the players that I mentioned here? I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.